This has been quite the week. 4 weeks ago, if you would have told me if I turned off my internet, my cough would be gone, I don't know if I would have believed you. I don't know what I would have thought, but I definitely would not have thought that. All right, so now, all these weeks later, with all the information I've learned, I've had quite a hard time doing this video just because this is such a huge topic and I really didn't know where to start. So I'm just gonna go through my notes right now and I'm gonna have to do more than one video. I was hoping to do one video and be like done with this, but it's like this isn't almost, I feel like this is life purpose right now. It's all about teaching people that life has another reality. It's called energy, and we're going to talk about the energy of life right now. So that basically is why I'm not afraid of microbes. And what I am afraid of is wireless communications and all the frequencies that are disturbing the peace of life, because those hurt us quicker than anything. Quicker than the pollution in our food supply, quicker than the pollution in our car industry. This is the worst problem we have right now, other than human behavior. Okay, so why am I not sicker? How did I have such an extreme experience, and why did I not think I had the flu, and why did I not have a cold, and why do I not have other symptoms other than a cough? The reason why is because I've been pretty prepared for this. For 20 years, I've been knowing that my life force depends on the food I eat, my environment, and the energy I keep. And so that's my practice. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of videos. Essential oils are humongously vital to my life and to everyone's life. They're like a protection shield for your energy. So what is our energy, and why is that more important than germs? The reason why is because germs come and go. Things mutate with the changes of the earth. There's all these transient things that take place that don't really affect us when our body is functioning. When our body functions, it's like we have this strong aura that repels anything that's not good for it, including things we don't see, including things we don't know about other than what we see maybe under a microscope. So there's a lot more to medicine than what is currently being talked about, and it's really about energy medicine, because everything is energy. So I want to talk about our life and how it begins. Life begins with a spark of life. A spark of light. A spark of life, a spark of light. Literally electric. When a sperm punctures an egg, there is a spark of light. And then as that evolves, if it's viable, then cells begin to divide, and they go throughout the body, and it becomes the body. And what's inside of those little cells are little molecules. Inside the molecules are atoms, and inside of the atoms is a nucleus, and inside of the nucleus is a proton, electron, and neutron. All of these things are electric. There is an electric force that must be there in order for life to exist. So in this electric force, it's a little tiny ball, and there's a little thing that's always alive in there, and it's microscopic, and it's called the nucleus of your atoms. And it's spread throughout your entire body, and this is how your body communicates. It's like, their whole body is alive with electricity inside of every single one of your cells, inside of every single one of your molecules, inside of every single one of your atoms, inside of the nucleus, where life begins. The beginning of life is light. And this is what we are. And so our body can heal itself because it can communicate with itself, and it's able to talk to itself. And when we also achieve that in our daily lives, where we like learn about herbs, we learn about how to be healthy, and we take it on mentally as well, then we have nothing to fear. And then I learned about radiation poisoning and realized that my health is no longer in my own hands, because I am being poisoned by my own government. And it's about money, and it's about power, and it's about control, and it's about ideas, and it's about technology, and it's about advancement at any cost, including us random people. Who cares? If people die, we need to progress in technology. So the talking heads say, and we've got to finish that up. We're done with that. And this is why. So that little electric life that's in all of our atoms and that's in all of our cells, that keeps us alive, it keeps our body communicating not only with itself, but with each other and with our environment. Like it's a whole, like I said, symbiotic experience. What these little frequencies are doing is they're going in and they're zapping our cells. They're like starting to take over the wavelength, so they can literally control a person, because they can put that whole, all those little energy waves into something foreign. That's why people are meaner than you would ever think. That's why people are grumpier and unhappier and more uncomfortable and can't sleep. There is a radical poisoning and frequency that's been bugging the fuck out of us humans for over 100 years. The Spanish flu, come to find out, it's related to radio broadcasting. At this time in the world, there was a major brawl for power, the etheric power and the control of energy and the control of life and the potential of controlling the earth and humanity. Edison, Tesla, people that we've never heard of, because all the people that are genius created something and then some businessman comes and steals it. So there's people that create things that are amazing and that are in harmony with the universe, and then there's the businessman that comes and steals it and markets it to us and lies to us, and it becomes this whole other thing, and that's the reality we're living in. So I'm going, wake up. That is history, because we're about to talk about herstory. Herstory is when we talk about humans first, humanity's first. No more technology, no more corporations, no more government, no more business. We're all about community now. We're all about nature now. We're done with technology. We're done with the industrial system. We're done with the bullies that are monopolizing our time, our energy, our money, and our health, and they're killing people. And it's just for money. It's just for money and power, because everybody wants their best life, right? And the worse that you feel about yourself, the more you are willing to do. So, you kill the electricity in our atoms, you kill our life. So this is why it doesn't matter. Like the autoimmune system, or the autoimmune diseases, I guess I should say, that the medical industry has landed upon is so fake. They just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to call it, and they don't want to like give up their masks, so they'll tell you anything. But what it really is that your body is trying to heal itself and it can't, because there's no more like electrical harmony, because there's all these other frequencies that are ruining people. So the body can't even communicate with itself. And so we're trying to find out what's killing from the outside, but we started at the center. This frequency kills us at our center, at our very center of our being, at our light, at our own electrical component. It zaps the life out of us. So people basically, they don't think anymore, they don't feel anymore, they're not comfortable anymore, they are weak, and that's why they're out there. That's why the frequencies are out there, because the powers that be want to control everybody. Wi-Fi in itself, some of the things that they say, it's just like the GMOs. They tried to be like, they're gonna be huge tomatoes. I have never seen one, but what really, so they'll present it to us like this amazing thing, but the reality of it is something totally different. Now, how many years later, it's like illegal for us to have our own seeds, you know what I mean? It's like, we need to like look at history to realize like we can't just play because there's really evil people around us in control. Only evil people actually want power, to be honest with you. Oh, it's been such a week. I want to talk about the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. We're going to get into that. These are the things that are going to control our responses to life and get us back our life energy. And like, we just have to, you know, we have to fight back as the addicts, not fight the drug dealers. It's the addicts, us, that have to end our addiction. So I'm going to talk about that. Autonomic breathing, breath work, controlling the self from the inside. You've got to turn off your Wi-Fi. All Wi-Fi and Bluetooths have got to be gone. Everything that is like a radio wave, you've got to understand that it's affecting your system. It can make you depressed. It can make you all these things that you would associate to something else. Cancer, candida, the flu. I'm not that sick because I've been aware of this for 20 years. I've been understanding that my electrical frequency is everything. And so my foods, everything I do, I detoxified my life. I almost don't have any chemicals in my cleaners, in my personal care. I use Young Living essential oils. I use Young Living products for my health. I don't use any like standard media crap that's just poisoning us. And I'll get into more of that later. But I'd be much sicker if I was not aware. I'd be dead if I wasn't aware, to be honest with you. My body's been screaming for a long time, and I listened, and I've gotten a lot of answers because I listened to my body rather than the world. Diet, sleep, exercise, essential oils, yoga, meditation, energy, the energetic approach to life, not a microbial one. We need to know about our energy. We need to know about our cells and our atomic level life force energy. Neutrons, electrons, atoms, molecules, cells, blood, tissue, bones, organs, skin, like it's a rainbow from the inside to the outside. Oh man, questions you guys have them, bring them. Everything is energy. Microbes are just low frequency life forms that are found under microscopes. They're not life-giving at all. We should not base our healthcare system on them. We don't even have a healthcare system. We have a bunch of corporate, greedy people creating a system that just keeps us all in chains. That's all it is. It's not even real. It's just it's truly like a madman's game. What they can pull over our eyes as sheeple. Okay. The dye, I mean everything, and it's all. That's the saddest thing is that the truth is out there, but you don't find it in the media, and that is just like. That's the part to me that's been probably the most eye-opening. Is just like, wow, like. I think today, like, it got me in my heart. Because I usually listen to classical music, and I was listening to I listen to a lot of public radio. And this channel broke for news, and I realized for the first time that it was like a Republican, at least the commercial was. It was so one-sided, and it was saying like, you know, the Senate or Congress is trying to create this $5 trillion relief package, and the Democrats aren't letting it go, and it allowed a excerpt from Mitch McConnell saying, why won't the Democrats we need this relief. Why are the Democrats holding it up? And I thought, wow, God, I believed it, right? Because it was news, and I was like, huh, wow, God, why would are the Democrats crazy in the moment? So So of course, I'm more of a Democrat than anything, but I'm actually just a humanitarian. But Democrats seem to me the most sane of the two parties that are in charge. And so I then went to my Democratic resources and found that the reason why the Republicans are Democrats are stopping it is because the offer is that $500 trillion relief fund is going to be secretly monitored by the Trump administration, which means, and they don't have to tell anybody for 6 months who got the money. So that means they can choose who gets the money. Like, they can create a whole new economic reality for only their friends and the people that they want to be in business. And we see all the small businesses going under. There's no relief for that. So I am just like, wow, they are really taking us over. And there's tons of addicts that are fighting to protect them. You know, it's like they're addicted to that corporate dick. All right. We have got to just put away this technology. No more technology, no more chemicals. I want to talk about the ozone layer at some point because that's another really interesting thing in history. I guess I'll talk about that now. You know, we obviously history repeats itself. We've heard that. And I'm seeing that. In the 70s, NASA, probably them, was scanning the sky, see what's out there, and all of a sudden it, like, the radar dropped and they couldn't hear anything returning, and they were like, that, this machine broke, what's wrong? Long story short, they realized that they actually found a hole in the ozone layer. The emergency of this, life on Earth exists because of the ozone layer. Photosynthesis is a product of the ozone layer. The Earth formed over millions and millions of years, and it had multiple life cycles, and there was not anything green on this planet until the ozone layer, and everything had to be right. It's all a recipe. So once the Earth finally reached this peak moment, the ozone layer covered the Earth. It was able to create condensation, which was able to create photosynthesis, which was able to create life as we know it. And so the Earth's fundamental, just like an electric, just like a cell, it's like, you know, just something that's so vital to the human. The Earth, the most vital thing to the Earth was being ruined, which to lose our ozone layer is to lose our entire life. So, like, we would have died. Talk about radiation. The ozone layer protects us from the sun. And so the ozone layer is what keeps us in our fishbowl, keeps us in our own environment, our own biospheres, and it keeps us alive. What we were doing is we were using certain aerosols, certain chemicals. And this is another thing that the government knows about that is not in the mainstream media, but it's widely used and known if you look. So we were using certain chemicals in the air as called aerosols that was depleting and ruining the ozone layer. So because they understood the vitality of the ozone layer and how it would completely ruin all of civilization immediately, they made it a law and they made it illegal for those aerosols to be made. And it saved the world, right? Well, it's kind of the same thing again. Like, it's still chemistry. We're still ruining, but it's not the ozone layer. It's just more of the water in the fishbowl now. It's like everything is just so filthy. And so it's like they're trying to, like, vaccinate the fish. And us as the fish are like, yo, bro, clean the fishbowl. We would be fine if the fishbowl was clean. So it's like the pollutants from the cars and the pollutants from the chemistry, chemicals, just the chemistry of the earth is so messed up. It's the same thing inside of us. It's a little different in terms when you're looking under the microscope, in the body, you're looking at cells. And so people think, like our limited vision of health is within that, but it's not any more than looking at the skies, our limited vision of reality. So there's just so much to take into consideration here. So I just kind of want to leave those things with you for now. Some of the videos I think about making are called, you know, obviously yoga for the coronavirus, or yoga for 5G, and then a vision for the world. Because in all of this stuff, I'm like, wow, it's really shocking this is happening. It's very shocking how many people are addicted. And I still have a plan. I still see a way. I still see a solution. I still see a better day. I think everything's going to be fine. I really believe people are going to wake up to this. I'm going to spend the rest of my life talking about it because it's clear as a bell to me. There's only one health problem. It's called a toxic environment. And there's actually only one way people die. It's called an acidic environment. And those two things go together. We're interconnected. So I'm going to get more into all the details. I'm just going to have to do a lot of videos again and again and probably repeat myself and misspeak and, you know, add new and change my ideas. But it's an evolution of mind as well, you know. So I'm open-minded, and that's why I'm able to learn and understand the process of things, because like I said, this has been quite a week. I'm surprised at what I have learned this week. But my cough is gone as heck. I feel better as heck. I have not had my internet at home all week. Absolutely love it. I know I could probably get like ground internet, but I actually just really feel like it is definitely the Wi-Fi. Like the Wi-Fi is damaging us just as much as all the chemicals and everything else in our environment. But it's also like the connection to my soul and the connection to who I feel that I am. And every day, like I really do want to disconnect. And I do want to come home, and I don't want to have that buzz of reality and of society during this evening sacred hour. And I've been doing more yoga, and I've been able to just enjoy taking care of myself in a way that is natural. I'm already doing that in my life for like 20 years, so I don't know how different it would be for other people, but it's a joyous journey, I have found. I mean, I grew up in California. I grew up with so many experiences, from surfing to Grateful Dead to clubbing, to snowboarding to yoga to being in politics, to being, you know, able to travel the world when I wanted. Been to Europe. I haven't been to the India or Asia yet, but you know, I've been fairly free. But I've also always been really committed. Even since I was a really young child, even I remember saying, like, I remember hearing in my mind the molecular molecule system. It's like, this is really, I feel like I was made for this. I want to talk about Oming, each of the chakra. If you guys want to look those up, each chakra has what is called a, what's it called? A sound. It's a seed sound. It's a bijou beat sound, seed sound. You want to own those. You can give yourself a jump start. You can get your electric life back. So breath work, eating live foods, whole foods that are alive. No more industrial life. Turn off the conveniences. Don't make your life hard. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. But understand what is an environmental toxin. Which is going to be your Wi-Fi router, all of your, anything wireless and Bluetooth is a carcinogen. Scientifically proven. Ignored by businessmen because there's a lot of money put into 5G, because they want wireless self-driving cars, so they say, but it's really about information. They're just really about like monitoring everybody and gaining information. It's just about control. But they say, oh, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get that, your movies are gonna be so quick, and nobody needs that shit. We need life force. We need to stop being addicts. It's a long road. Don't expect to do it overnight. Definitely don't expect to do it overnight, but let's do it together. All right, guys, well, Om Namah Shivaya. No, just kidding. It's just because I want you guys to like Om and chant like different sounds to enliven your body. But don't get caught up with so much about what they mean. You know, you can put your own meaning into them, but it's just the sound, you know, just making sounds and singing, and it helps to raise your vibration, and it helps to integrate information. So this is a big deal, everything that we're going through. It's like when I leave my house, it's another thing. It's just amazing because I am off grid, and I'm doing like 12-12, where I'm like out in the world for 12 hours and then I'm home for 12 hours, and that seems to work for me right now. It gives my body enough time to reset. And I mean, like I said, I ate McDonald's yesterday, I had a beer tonight. I'm not being crazy strict, I never have been. Like, I've always been like, you know, health is balance. But most of the time I'm pretty dang healthy, like 95% of the time healthy. 6 days a month I might do things, but most of the time I'm just all pH balanced, alkaline driven. Put some links, of course, of some people and some videos that I've seen recently that have made me really understand the totality, or not even the totality, like the enormity. I don't know, I want to say like the depth of this situation right now, because this is kind of it. This 5G, these frequencies, it's just too much. The frequencies, the vaccines, and the food supply, and the fear and the control. Bye-bye history. We don't need that. Herstory is where we care about people. Herstory is where it's the responsibility of the people in charge, if they so choose to be. They should always be, you know, not paid. They should be volunteers. We should look after the people's health. That comes first, because what is life without health? What is wealth without health? Many would disagree. I think of the richest people in the world, and they're not healthy. They're wealthy. They're evil, and they're not happy. And then we see the poorest people in the world pretty dang happy. I'm happy. You know why I'm happy? Because I love you. And I love myself. Think of this. I thought about this tonight because I have a dog. Like, I wasn't sure. I had a portobello mushroom tonight, and I wasn't sure if I should give any to my dog, because I wasn't sure if it was healthy or unhealthy to my dog, and I wasn't willing to take the chance. I was like, I'm going to do the research first, because I'm not going to give my dog something that's going to kill her. And I thought, wow, we need to realize that our government's not doing that. They're like, how would you feel if the government was like, who cares if your dog's gonna die or not? We're gonna die or not. We're gonna give it to him anyways, because hey, it's just a dog. That's what they're doing. That's how they think. Oh man, so much more later. Take care, guys.